ード感と
左バッターを放っていきました。飛び込んでの
左だ
さあコンビネーション。
Wiping him out clean.
The drama surrounding these brutal clashes begins with the image of a warrior who sees the battlefield long before the first punch is thrown. In his mind, the outcome is already sealed. He envisions wiping out his opponent completely, leaving no doubt, no question, and no trace of resistance. To him, the challenger is too small, too short, and far too confident for someone who has yet to taste the true power of a relentless samurai spirit. Yet these arrogant fighters, these reckless provocateurs, underestimated the discipline, precision, and icy calm of the Japanese warriors standing across from them. They mocked what they did not understand, laughed at what they could not match, and walked into the ring with the delusion that bravado alone could shield them from destruction. What followed was not just combat but a series of masterful punishments delivered by men who carried not only speed and power, but a deep sense of honor and a desire to humble the loudest voices in the sport. Jamie McDonald entered the ring as a seasoned British force, holding an impressive record and the pride of a WBA champion who had never once been knocked out. His confidence soared, fed by years of triumph, and he believed the rising Japanese phenomenon was merely another opponent waiting to be crushed beneath his experience. He spoke boldly, almost recklessly, certain that his toughness would overwhelm the smaller man before him. But Inoue was not a man who bowed to words. He understood that the ring does not reward arrogance, only execution. When the referee signaled the start, Inoue exploded with a burst of speed so ferocious that it looked like he had stepped into the fight already warmed up from a war held in his mind. The playful exchanges vanished almost instantly as he switched into pure destruction. A precise and vicious combination shattered McDonald's expectations and handed him the first knockout loss of his career. The British champion hit the canvas, and Inoue collected another title, another victory, and another reminder to the world that the loudest fighters often fall the hardest. Elsewhere in 2019, Tenshin Nasukawa prepared for a showdown that promised chaos and violence. Facing the Filipino puncher Fritz Bayagton, with Manny Pacquiao himself watching from ringside, the fight was expected to be competitive and explosive. Instead, Bayagton entered the ring looking less like a warrior and more like a performer in a circus act, swinging wildly and losing his balance as if trying to entertain rather than compete. Tenshin had no interest in turning the match into a spectacle. He shut down the theatrics almost instantly, transforming the ring into a brutal demonstration of speed and accuracy. Each strike landed with humiliating precision, dropping Bayagton repeatedly and forcing even Pacquiao to stare in shock at the skill unfolding before him. Tenshin walked away victorious, his reputation rising as fast as his opponents were falling. In the prestigious World Boxing Super Series, even stepping into the tournament placed a fighter among the elite. But in the semi-finals, Inoue faced an opponent unlike any before him. Emmanuel Rodriguez arrived undefeated, boasting a powerful record and the confidence of a man who had solved every challenge handed to him. Yet the match carried a darker undertone. Before the fight, Rodriguez's coach had shoved Inoue's father, showing blatant disrespect. Inoue carried this insult with him into the ring, not as anger, but as a quiet promise of vengeance. When the bell rang, Rodriguez came forward aggressively, throwing combinations with the calm of a technical master. But Inoue's fury remained tightly controlled, pushing through the pressure until he found his moment. Then he unleashed a sequence of blows so destructive that Rodriguez folded like a collapsing tower, hitting the canvas for the first time in his career. Somehow Rodriguez stood again, but Inoue, committed to restoring honor, ended the fight decisively, claiming the IBF title and delivering the punishment he had promised. Tenshin Nasukawa also faced his share of arrogance. Against the Thai fighter Visakai, he endured mocking smirks, taunts, and a constant stream of disrespectful gestures meant to belittle him. But the breaking point came when Visakai launched a dirty strike below the belt, crossing a line no fighter should cross. Tenshin's response was merciless. Powered by pure resolve, he dismantled the showboater piece by piece until the Thai fighter surrendered, beaten not only physically but stripped of all the pride he had brought into the ring. In another early test for Inoue, Antonio Neves entered the ring as an experienced and dangerous opponent, eager to expose the young Japanese fighter. Neves brought skill, stamina, and ambition, but Inoue entered as though he had already predicted every exchange. He hunted Neves around the ring with a predator's patience, overwhelming him with combinations that landed before Neves could adjust. By the sixth round, Nevis's corner realized their fighter would not survive the punishment much longer. They threw in the towel, accepting that Inoue was not simply winning but dismantling everything Nevis brought into the ring. Nasukawa's war with Rodtang Jitmuangnan became one of the most intense battles ever seen in Japanese combat sports. Both fighters unleashed an arsenal of kicks, punches, and unyielding pressure. Rodtang taunted Tenshin with the arrogance of a man who believed he could not be hurt. Tenshin responded by turning the fight into a test of heart, skill, and raw will. When the match extended into an extra round, neither man backed down. They fought with the ferocity of warriors refusing to accept defeat, but Tenshin ultimately claimed victory by unanimous decision, proving that underestimating him could only end one way. Countless other challengers attempted similar displays of bravado, whether through mockery, disrespect, or dirty tactics. But time after time, these fighters learned the same painful lesson. Warito Piranhas danced and taunted until Inoue turned the ring into a shooting gallery. Wanchong Sanchai abandoned honor, only to be destroyed moments later by Tenshin's precision. Pongporn Kokiachim showboat around the ring, questioning Inoue's strength, until his steel jaw was melted by punch after punch. Even the legendary 3-division K1 champion Takeru Sagawa underestimated Tenshin, only to resort to fouls when the truth became unavoidable. Arrogance has no defense against mastery. These stories form a single message. Time after time, the Japanese fighters stood against men who believed their disrespect would shake them. Instead, each insult, each mockery, and each dirty trick only fueled their determination. And in the end, humility came violently to those who needed it most. If you enjoyed witnessing these dramatic battles and the relentless spirit of true warriors, let me know what fight shocked you the most. Which moment left you stunned, and which fighter's journey impressed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, like the video if you enjoyed the storytelling, and subscribe for more intense combat narratives that dive deep into the heart of every showdown.